Joining us now for further discussion of government control and this and that is Andrea Mrozek. She is with the Institute for Marriage and Family Canada. Andrea, Chip?
No, thank you.
You're going to back off? You're trying to be healthy? I'm blowing my diet here to make a point because I don't want the government telling me what I can and can't eat. Look, what we're told is we've got to have government get involved in these things because, well, we have a socialized health system and it ends up costing us more. Or, a topic you and I have discussed quite often is childcare. We need a national daycare program so we can have universal standards. You were looking at, is slightly related, you were looking at a study that came out of the U.S. on the weekend that showed kids in daycare are actually, well, they're part of this problem of obesity. Maybe not obesity, but having too much weight on them. Explain this.
Yeah, well, it was a study that came out of the States over the weekend, and it actually showed that kids in daycare are not being active enough, that they're too sedentary, and that plays into this picture of a lack of activity leading to the obesity crisis that we have on our hands in North America. So the point there, I suppose, is there's a lot of contributing factors to childhood obesity, and I wouldn't claim to be an expert on that or know all of them, but the reality is that parents who spend time with their kids and know what they're being served, know what they're being fed, that this is a big part of the problem, and it's something, it tends to be the elephant in the room when we talk about these sorts of things, because it's the toughest thing of all to say is you need to be tracking with your children. A 6-year-old who is overweight or obese didn't get that way on their own, so it's a tough thing for parents to grapple with.
Well, I know that my doctor, I remember when our kids were really young, making the point, look, you can't give your kid all their calories to drink, and we think we're making healthy choices. We give our kids juice. Well, they end up drinking a ton of calories, a ton of sugar, and guess what? That's not good for them, not good for the weight. We see this in school, this idea of sedentary. Kids are too sedentary. We've taken gym class out of daily activities. We saw the Toronto school that banned playing with balls on the schoolyard. You can't throw snowballs, you can't do this, you can't do that. Kids are more sedentary at school, and then they get home, and parents are fighting, I say this from experience, fighting to get them away from the TV, the computer games, what have you. Is there an easy answer to this?
Well, it's definitely a big picture problem, and there isn't just one component. So I personally am not against public awareness campaigns. I know some people have pulled a little bit of fun of Michelle Obama's Let's Move campaign. I don't have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with a campaign like that. I'd have a problem if they were legislating based on that.
No, exactly. And what they tend to do in campaigns like that is focus on the producers of fast food or focus on food production companies where, as you pointed out already, it comes down to what you're putting in your cart, and they wouldn't produce that food if we weren't eating it because it's just so delicious and we decide that that's something we're going to partake of. So I don't think there are easy solutions.
I want to show you an attempt at one solution and see your thoughts on this. This was a campaign out of Georgia. Instead of the Michelle Obama Let's Move, they targeted parents saying, your kids are fat and their life stinks because of it. Here's what that clip had to say, or that ad, sorry.
Mom, why am I fat?
That's a hard-hitting one with the kids saying, Mom, why are we fat? And then that. I don't know that that's the right way to go, though. That seemed a little cruel. I don't think that would get kids. I think they're trying to get at the kids to nag the parents. I don't think that that's going to do that. I think that's going to make kids feel worse. And kids who are overweight are having enough trouble, I think.
I tend to agree, and there's actually 4 ads in that series, and each one puts sort of adult words in the child's mouth. I'm told I have something called hypertension. I'm scared, and it's quite a dramatic type of approach. And I didn't personally like the approach because I felt like it used kids and made them into these mini adults. That said, it is a public awareness campaign. There's been positive and negative reviews. Again, I think that if they're going to tackle parents and try to get parents to change their habits, and using the kids to do so in that kind of a public manner, I wasn't a big fan of that campaign.
All right, Andrea Mrozek, Institute of Marriage and Family, thanks for dropping by.